Welcome to Meaningful Mornings. In our map, the Bhagavad Gita, one of the values that Sri Krishna emphasizes is aratir janasamsadi, which means to avoid groups of people. Now, when one studies this and interprets this literally, that means one shouldn't be part of meaningful mornings. This is a contradiction, correct? This is a big group of people for 1,000 days. We're doing the opposite of what Sri Krishna is emphasizing. What Pujya Swami Tejomayananda shared about how to practice this. When you're with a group of people that is not oriented to satsanga, they're not gathered for their evolution, their development, for inclusivity. Be there, but don't be there. Physically, you are there. Mentally, you are not. You're not impressionable. You're inhibiting yourself being influenced. What we are doing in Meaningful Mornings is, even when we're not in satsanga, to still be here. Here we gather for evolution, development, nobility, to be impressed upon, to be influenced. And if you do this in a steady, sincere way, even when you're not here, you will still be here. I'm reading to you a very practical teaching from Pujya Swami Chinmayananda about the relevance of what Sri Krishna's teachings in terms of values. Every revivalist, whatever be their platform, must have the originality of vision to mint fresh slogans which add nothing to the already existing knowledge, but rather dress it up in an enchanting golden attire. From the time we were conscious of ourselves, we knew the importance of reflectiveness, objectivity, and so on. When Sri Krishna shares this in a rhythmic and systematic manner, this is more powerful than correct. Sri Krishna is a revivalist. The 25 values of chapter 12, the 20 in chapter 13. We escape from these because by embracing these, we come to understand and appreciate how much work we need to do on ourselves. When you go to a motel, a hotel that is more expensive, more luxurious, then you find makeup mirrors in those motels and hotels, correct? The ones that magnify. What we do when our family goes to such motels, hotels, we put a towel on that mirror. That way we don't see ourselves closely. See, when I speak to all of you, I keep it on gallery view. That way I don't see myself. Now, Vivek just does this physically. The majority of the people do this mentally. And this is why Pujya Swami Chinmayananda, again I'm repeating, has shared a most systematic development program that starts with introspection. giving time for yourself. Later on this morning, I'll be facilitating installing balance, which I'm very excited about. And I was asking Sheila about what I should teach. She's like my third-party consultant. And the first point she shared is self-care. That people need to give more time for themselves. Those who have registered for installing balance, that's what you're doing. Introspection is followed by detection. When you start to come to know your vices and your strengths too. To say my strength is running fast, like, come on, that's not a lifestyle strength. A strength would be that I listen to people well, giving you an example. This leads to negation. Introspection, detection, negation. When you come to feel the vices that are in your personality, you come to feel the harm they're causing you and others, and you're embarrassed by this. You're ashamed of this. You want to negate this, which then leads to substitution. For every vice, there's an opposite virtue. In installing balance, I'll be discussing anger. And the opposite of anger is acceptance. To substitute. See, it's still about doing, but doing in the right direction. I am rereading the 20 values in Sanskrit and English. We are looking at this mirror that magnifies. We are tuned into, we have these vices, but these are the virtues we're going to substitute into. These 20 are: number 1, amanitva, or humility. Number 2, adhambitva, or integrity. Number 3, ahimsa, or sensitivity. Number 4, kshanti, or forgiveness. Number 5, arjava, or authenticity. Number 6, upasana, or dedication. Number 7, shaucha, or diligence. Number 8, stairya, or commitment. Number 9, vinigraha, or direction. Number 10, vairagya, or contentment. Number 11, anahankara, or surrender. Number 12, anudarshana, or reflectiveness. Number 13, asakti, or independence. Number 14, anabhishvanga, or objectivity. Number 15, sama, or balance. Number 16, bhakti, or devotion. Number 17, vivikta, or solitude. Number 18, arati, or introversion. Number 19, nityatva, which is training. And number 20, darshana, or vision. I'm rechanting verse 11, the final verse in this section. Adhyatmanyana nityatvam tattvajnanartha darshanam etad jnanam iti proktam ajnanam yadatonyata. Joy. The 19th value, adhyatma, means close to the self. Jnana, knowing what is close to the self. That is the same as knowing the self. That's the same as Vedanta. Nityatva means to practice this, to live this. Pujaswami Chinmayananda has written about what happens when we justify not practicing. He uses a very strong word, that is prostituting. I'll read this to you. Prostitution denotes an attitude of selling away one's own capabilities and beauties for the sake of some paltry profit, heedless of the higher bonds of faithfulness and chastity. A mind wedded to the Lord is a mind at faithful contemplation. The warning not to prostitute is indeed very powerful to express that the point of concentration should not be at a crowd of deities or a host of ideas, but must faithfully serve some chosen single ideal. Training is without justification. Training is without excuse. And number 20, Tattvajnana Artha. Tattvajnana is similar to Adhyatma Jnana. Artha here means the purpose, the meaning, the ends. Darshanam, to have the vision of what the ends is as you're going about living. 19 and 20 are beautifully connected. If you remember the end, you will follow the means. Why number 20 is given after 19 is because often we lose inspiration. And Sri Krishna is sharing, keep being re-inspired by having the insight of what the end of your life is, the end of your day is. To be joy, to share joy. Prince Arjuna's as-if question is, what is knowledge? Etat jnanam iti proktam. What I've shared with you is knowledge. If you remember in chapter 12, Sri Krishna describes the 25 values as Amrita Dharma. That following this path of values, the path of the sun, one will feel Amrita, which means fearless. Here he's describing this as jnana. And this is exactly the connection that I've shared with all of you, that you have to study to be able to be disciplined. You have to magnify these values to be able to live these values. And intellectual appreciation is most definitely not enough. This is what I love about Sanatana Dharma, that it is universal. The word Sanatana has many meanings. One of them is universal. Who can practice these values? You need no background for these values. Comparatively, ajnanam, ignorance, yat, ataha, anyata, and the opposite of what I shared is ignorance. Those who follow the path of value bulls, the path of the moon, that is forgetting how to be happy. If Sanatana means inclusivity or universality, ignorance or forgetting is exclusivity. When a religion, when an organization, when a personality is exclusive, lives by exclusivity, that's ajnana. Verse 13, I'm going to chant it so that I feel like I'm continuing. This is an important verse. I wrote in my notes that Pujaswami Tejomayananda asked us to memorize this. Neyam yattat pravakshami yajñatvam anadimat param brahma nasaduchyate. Joy. Here is just the translation for you to reflect upon. It is a deep verse. I will declare that which has to be known, knowing which one attains to immortality. The beginningless supreme Brahman, called neither being nor non-being. One of Prince Arjuna's questions is, what should I know? This is what one should know. And when one knows this, one becomes fearless. One very quick reflection, Pujaswami Tejomayananda shared. The ignorant die repeatedly. The knowledgeable die once. Please reflect on that. Your application from 2 days ago was to compare chapter 12 and 13 values to see the overlap. Please continue to do that. Your application from yesterday was to download from our Chinmaya Niagara resources section the book on virtues for relationships. This will be the most succinct way for you to really personalize these values. Your application for this morning. Tomorrow in our Vedanta and Bhagavata course, Sri Krishna's body will die. I'm encouraging you to join us for this. You can write to our team if you want to. So imagine you're with Sri Krishna as his body is dying. Would Sri Krishna describe you as Kritagnyata or Kritagnata? Would he describe you as being grateful or ungrateful? And why? Visualize this. Answer this. And you're answering this to Sri Krishna. You can't hide from him. You can't put a towel on the mirror. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Be safe, be sound, be serene, be joy.